And there is somebody with a phone number too.
Yes, so welcome to Environment and Sanitation Committee meeting. Who is the phone number? 646. Can you identify yourself? Do you want to identify yourself?
Hi, good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. It's Julie Reyes, Chairperson.
Oh,
okay. Okay.
Oh, you could have said something before now. Okay, I can't change that, can I? Yeah, I can. Yeah. Oh. And then Lloyd. Hi. I don't know. Okay. Fine. And right, Karen. Okay. Happy New Year. Thank you for coming. I know it's actually a very warm evening, so we lucked out somehow. 34. It's like warmer than it was
this morning.
2 hours ago. Or
really
certainly
cold.
this morning. It was like half this morning. Tomorrow will be 40.
Yes.
So if you have anything to do outside, do it tomorrow.
That's it.
And then don't go outside again.
And then Sunday is going to be.
I think Saturday morning, the wind chill is going to be -3.
Yeah, but I don't care about that. I care about the snow. I had shovel snow.
Sunday through
twice in
Monday, it's snow maybe. So everyone is like thinking, oh, it's going to be snow.
It's that much snow.
But unfortunately for New York City schools, the snow day just means like Zoom.
This much,
which is terrible. And like
this much.
Yeah, no,
I can't
definitely.
My husband was supposed to be on the army base on Sunday. They canceled. They'll put him on disaster alert.
So
like that they might need to go like
we're only like 6.
That's right.
they might need to go shovels. No. They put the troop on the brigade or whatever battalion on disaster readiness alert or something. I don't know.
So here I'll pass around. We have disaster readiness flyer.
Yeah.
To go with this. Just for other things. Oh no, wait, we can
it's
I'm
only
skipping ahead. I'm gonna do chairperson's report first. Take that.
Yeah.
Rome Park Reservoir, they're still working on it. They've completed lots of things. They're now they completed the north ramp, they drained the south basin now. They've moved on. Now the top basin has water in it again. Isn't that cool? And now they are going to excavate the South Basin East roadway for grade beam and installation of sheeting. There you go.
Okay.
So they will keep working at the normal hours and noise levels and hopefully picking up their trash. As usual. Cool. And then other things. One of these I'm holding on to. Or we can pass it around. This was from a different district. But some council member bragging about installing 60 new trash cans in their district. I can't believe that their district had that many corners without trash cans, like at all.
They probably didn't have.
But it also showed you that I'm sorry, I'm gonna maybe just call it out, but our council member has not put in 60 new trash cans, and I've tried requesting them, and they just reject them, saying not a valid place either. So.
Well, if,
I don't know, so they
if the council person uses their own money to buy them.
Well, no, but sanitation, this is a longer route. They're going to pick these up. These were new Department of Sanitation, like the bins that have like that funny little bit.
The council person didn't pay for them?
No,
because
years ago they got sanitation to put these all in.
Wow.
So
that's impressive.
You want to tell what's your fees?
Yes, I do. I want to tell.
Dolores.
I'm going to tell and Eric, who we love, but haven't put in trash cans. Like
more trash cans.
More trash cans, please.
Okay.
Yeah, because it would be nice because when you have
because otherwise it's like
this. You know what?
The Bronx is a beautiful place. It's just
you know what? I think he's actually chairing. I think he's chairing the sanitation committee.
This year?
Let me
Oh,
check.
him or Eric?
No, not Eric. Eric's chairing the education. Please.
Sorry.
I think. Let me check. I think Justin Sanchez is chairing that. Let me see.
Okay. Well, I didn't do a roll call. We see who's here. We're all here. Paul's here. See you, Emily.
We signed in.
Yes,
you all signed in. Sign in.
Oh, so sign in.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I use the Zoom. Or
Yeah.
the YouTube is what I did for the minutes. Sorry, those came very late. Did anyone have any time to read them?
yes, I did.
Cool. Any
Um,
comments?
yes, one very small comment.
Cool.
You, said Bob said something, and that harkens back to 20 years ago in the ENS meeting. When Laura was doing, Bob said,
Well, it's, Robert,
It was,
yeah.
yeah,
But
but we had, at that time, there were 4 Bobs in
No,
the
but-
committee, and.
right, as opposed to Rob.
Yes, I said, you Bob's worried about you.
I can write it out. We can change that. That's just too
That's all
personal,
right.
Yes.
I was 100% right.
Yeah.
He's the chair of the sanitation
Yeah.
committee.
Yeah.
So he must have an easy time getting trash.
Clearly,
cans.
but it's
I'm-
still a worthy goal.
But
who was the chair?
Justin Sanchez, he's a new council member, but I can't believe
That's his push. He had got like
I
so
remember,
many. Yeah.
I can't believe I
Well, we don't need
I
60
a
new ones.
I
We
need
need,
a new, I
okay.
need a new hobby. When remembering who got what committee.
This is the one,
Yeah.
this is yours, right?
Yeah, I mean those are for you to look at.
Okay.
They'll be in the end of the minutes with the other thing that I passed around last time. But where is that? I remember doing it. Where I wrote your, I always wonder how to do it because I feel like former people have written it different ways.
It doesn't bother me, I just say I laugh, that's
Yeah.
all,
Oh,
because.
Okay, so I have a motion to approve them with his last name put in.
Yes.
Motion
To approve, yeah, I'll second.
Second.
Yeah.
And all in favor? Any
Aye.
abstentions? Yeah. Great, done. Okay, approval of minutes. Okay. That's a chairperson's report. Next thing would be Department of Sanitation. Do we have the Department of Sanitation on the line now? Is that you, Lloyd?
Well, it's only 7:18.
That's true.
You said it was coming in at 7:30.
Oh, is that what they said?
I mean, that's what you.
No, I didn't mean, that was Stephen Fruit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He was gonna come in late
Oh,
via Zoom because he had
okay.
another meeting.
I don't know.
And I said that we
Got
have quorum.
Yeah.
With 3, so it'll be fine.
Mhm.
And we are 4. And
Well, I don't count.
0.1. You count,
Yeah,
just not enough to like
yeah, I know,
tip the balance.
absolutely.
Okay, we can postpone that talk unless other people have snow removal. We have any especially good snow removal questions we must ask? We got one via email, which we'll get to it hopefully, which is who's responsible for clearing snow on the overpasses on
Right.
87.
Yeah, we've discussed that before.
And I feel like that's a tricky one because there's no business.
Right.
And so it's like some of them are adjacent to parks, but some of them they're just over 87. So are they possibly the state?
Well, the explanation that we've gotten in
Approved by
past
authority?
years is that they don't get to those until after all the primary, the tertiary, and
Oh, they're like ranked.
they're ranked. And so
Same
they,
with
the
that
same
street.
thing with the step streets,
Right.
everybody's yelling because, you go out.
Well,
you
the
can't walk down
buildings
step
that are
streets,
on the
and
step
buildings-
streets should do that.
Yeah, but they don't, the buildings don't.
I said should. And some of them do because some of them, like the one of them in Marble Hill by Seatown, they use the step street to get to their trash
Oh, okay.
area. So
So-
their building has to exit, walk down, and go halfway down the staircase to there.
So at least
So
half of
they
it,
do it, yeah.
at least half of it is.
Yeah. So half of it is like well shoveled, and then the second half, it's like the next building does a less good job, or Seatown does it.
Okay, so what?
But it happens.
Yeah, I thought
I
they did a
feel
pretty
like
decent
pretty
job of
quickly.
the snow.
Whereas I feel like the overpasses, like certainly like 234.
Yeah.
That like nobody really
It's
walks
always
on.
that way.
Okay, so
It's always iced over, yeah.
the question you're referencing is what Farris sent
Yes,
us?
exactly.
Yeah.
About the overpass.
And you said, you replied, you were like, good
Yes.
question.
Yes, okay.
So it's our question that the assumption is it's Department of Sanitation, but I don't know.
Well,
I'm not sure.
we'll find
Because they
out.
don't otherwise normally clear sidewalks, generally, right?
No, the homeowner has
Right,
a certain
there's
number
no-
of hours.
No,
and
but
so forth.
on an overpass, there's no
Oh,
point.
on an overpass,
Or is it Department of
Um,
Transportation? Do they go do their own snow removal? I didn't.
there are many overpasses and they put down salt and they remove them, whether it's DOT. I think it varies amongst the agencies, so that it's a very good question.
Yeah, because I saw the sidewalk on Marshall Avenue, on the neighborhood house side in front of the ball field. One at a time, somebody was in like a little, like a riding mower tractor, doing that, and I was
Well, and I'm
like,
sure that's whoever's doing it for Riverdale Neighborhood House. And
Yeah.
just do that whole stretch.
yeah. And then the next time I saw somebody
I
out
mean, do
there
they
with
go
stuff.
around? Who does it like over around by the playground then?
I don't know, but I see people doing it.
Like parks
Maybe
specifically?
Yeah,
Parks takes care of,
Their own.
Yes.
And so maybe that's the parks person, and maybe
Yeah.
they.
and
Have
in
an
the warmer
arrangement.
weather, they have guys walking up and down with the blowers.
Right.
so why don't we go on to updates on Hudson River
The
PCB?
women are smart enough to use
Yes.
rake or
Let's go
broom,
on with that.
but the men
Yes. That is Karen. Karen, who's a dog.
blowing a leaf for 100 feet,
Okay, Bob.
Yes, dear. Okay, I'll go to sleep.
Okay, Karen, are you prepared to talk to us about Hudson River PCV cleanup stuff? There was that meeting that I watched some of that you were on.
Yeah, it's a very tough deal. I mean, it takes forever, and there obviously it's a Superfund site, and so they're in the middle of making sure that they do the cleanup correctly. And I haven't been following it. I guess if you saw the meeting, if you were at the meeting, they may have explained some more. But if we wanted to get involved, we probably should like do a little bit more reading. And I mean, I could do that for the next time. Because
Okay.
maybe we could write a letter to the EPA and say, we'd like to be notified of blah 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 blah, whatever it is.
Right. There was already did they make that negative declaration? Like they're continuing.
Yeah, they
didn't
have.
deem it-
They're like probably. I'm not. They have the EPA has what they call a 5-year report. So I think they're up to the third 5-year report, or maybe the fourth 5-year report. But the community upstate wanted to be more involved in what was in the report before they put it out. So we really have to look at that report, which is very
We still
highly
haven't done that report because we talked about this last year before
Right.
before the report.
right. I could look it up, but I'd like to postpone that to the next meeting so I could have a chance to look at it more clearly.
That's fine. So then there was another meeting then that it was not this that you were almost running. Maybe it was a DCEQ meeting, and I thought it was talking about Hudson
yes,
stuff.
we had a meeting with the DEP. Yes, so we had a meeting with the DEP on the New York State, a whole bunch of things concerning, the waters, the Harlem River, the Bronx River, stuff like that. And so I sent a copy of that meeting around because at the end there was talk about what was going on in the Harlem River, what stuff that was going on the Bronx River because they have the 5 bridges Cross Bronx Expressway project, which is a terrible project. And then the third topic was 254th Street. So we did talk with them about 254th Street and the project in Community Ward 8. And we said that we'd like to talk about the SWIP. And so the DP said, that's good. The SWIP is not done yet. I said, okay, we like the SWIP at our Environment and Sanitation Committee. And so they agreed that they would do that, but that it's all under DDC. So
Yes.
it might be good for us to find out who in DDC is doing this so we could send them a note and say, we spoke to the DEP and they said that we would like to talk to you about this and we're interested in knowing about how the development of the SWIP is. And Community Board 8 has a record in terms of discussing the stormwater pollution prevention plan with an agency. We did parks, we did the Putnam Trail. And so we, was that the Environment and Sanitation Committee, Laura? I think it was.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No. I would love to have DDC come to us and show us the SWIP
Right.
when
Before
it
they even start it. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to have we want to look at what's going on. And so I taped it because I didn't want to take minutes, That's why I was able to put it up and and send it out to you guys. And so
Yes.
Bob Fanuzzi was there too, and we both said that we didn't want that the community wasn't in favor of 2 sidewalks. And the DEP said, well, they don't really know what the story is with that, but that's DDC. So if we find out who's the contact at DDC, maybe I could call them.
I also imagine that the office has a contact and that they can reach out.
Yeah, I think they probably were at the meeting of the DOT. I didn't go to any of those meetings, I think they presented the prior meeting information.
Exactly. So they already are usually in touch with them. Yes, sorry.
What is going on? Does anybody know what's happening?
It's beneficial to us and actual real tenants, not these crazy.
Okay.
Oh, she muted herself. That was noise. No worries. Okay.
Okay.
If she wants to
Yeah.
unmute, she can.
So we need to find out who they are and make contact with them so that we don't lose track. Because I don't know what the timing is on that stuff.
They just said early next year, last year when we asked. Was what
Oh, so
was the
that's
answer.
this year. So that's this year.
Right. So it's now-ish, but early. I mean,
Okay.
that could still be next month. That could be not even.
Right. And if you want to invite the transportation committee, I guess that's something you guys can decide. I just wanted to make sure that we got it.
Right.
In
I
our
mean,
committee.
they just passed a resolution kind of arguing about the sidewalk and requesting that only one sidewalk went. But right, ignoring that, we're interested in what's going to be under the road and
Right.
On the sides of the road and all of
Right.
the stuff that applies to the stormwater, which I feel
Right.
like they should definitely. It would be great if they briefed us on that because right
Right.
now it's just this black box that they're like, well, we'll open this sometime next year. You'll be able to see what we've had planned.
Yeah, no. We should get that. We should do it ahead
No
of
one
time.
knows. They're all like, it's DDC.
Right.
Has to do it.
So
And they come in.
maybe it would be nice to put that in the minutes that we'd like the office to get in
Yes,
contact
I
with the
will.
DDC. Okay, good.
And I'll talk to Artie, and I'm sure they can
And
send that over.
we'd be happy to talk to them,
We'd
or if they
certainly
wanted to.
invite them to present.
Right.
And
Yes.
hopefully they would, take us up on that.
Right.
Yes, I see your hand. Wait, I can ask you to unmute. There we go. Zainabu was raising her hand. Do you have a question? No? Okay. Well, you're welcome to ask a question.
Hi,
Yes.
sorry guys. God, let me get off of this mic because I'm on a Spony meeting. I don't know if you guys are aware of Spony.
Downstate, yeah. So
And they were finishing their meeting. I apologize.
Okay.
But I didn't have well, I was coming on the meeting. Hold on a second. I'm trying to let me take the audio.
Oh.
Okay, sorry. So I took the audio off. So I was on the Small Property Homeowners of New York. I'm a member of that too. You were just taking questions because I was at the community board meeting at the 50th that we had on public safety, and they asked me to also jump on this one today because I didn't come in tonight. I got out of work late. But are you guys just open for?
That would be me. We haven't discussed the topic yet.
Okay.
Sanitation hasn't arrived yet.
Okay.
So we skipped that item
Right.
for the moment.
He's going to start with the snow, and then we'll get into the Q&A and your issue. You might recall from the previous meeting and
About the
tickets
ticket,
and
right?
and all that.
Yeah.
So last night at public safety, when I saw pronounce your first name.
Zainabu. They call me Zine or Z for short.
Okay, so last night when I saw Z, I said her issue was going to be discussed tonight. So
yes, definitely, yeah.
Yes,
We'll bring that up. Have you since reached out to your council member?
Well, who covers me is Perina. So, like at the meeting we were talking about yesterday, they were talking about Dinowitz, but Perina covers us over here, and she's not responsive. I have her chief of staff but they're not. I mean, they're not a responsive council. When it comes to our area over here, the person who's the responsive one is our assembly member, which is George Alvarez. He's more responsive. But Karina, no. And there's a lot of things from the sanitation tickets to now tickets for bins being left after they dump the garbage. You get those tickets. Well, it's a couple of things. She was there at the meeting when I was talking about even the FDNY with the caps on our hydrants, and it's just a lot of little things. But I guess we'll wait till sanitation gets there.
Yes, so hopefully sanitation will join us
Yeah.
soon. We were kind of waiting them out a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Not a
Yes,
problem.
no, those are some of the questions we're also going to ask them for sure
Yeah.
about that. Especially the bins being left out is kind of a little crazy because how do you know when they come? I mean, I put my
Yeah.
bins out yesterday after 6 p.m. and they were just getting picked up now while I was on my way here. They still hadn't been picked up. So they've been sitting up 24 hours. And I mean, I've been home, I've not been home, but it's like once they are picked up, like you can't be expected to like suddenly then be home to do it.
Right.
Yeah. It's
Within a
crazy.
certain amount of time, no matter what. Yeah.
Sometimes they're picking up
Right, that's
garbage
why
at
I don't know
midnight.
what the real standard is of like how long is really too long. I feel like since you sometimes have to wait over 24 hours for them to pick it up, they should give you over 24 hours to bring it back
Bring
in.
it back in, and the homeowners
You're right, like that makes
have an
sense.
incentive to bring it in.
Because you don't know. Right, it's out there forever.
Mhm.
Or maybe it's picked up overnight and in the morning, first thing, I bring it in. Great.
Mhm.
But that's not always the case.
Right.
Yeah, because if you leave your
Like right
garbage
now,
can,
I just left it.
the
My
doorways
bins are
are
empty, I guess, because they hadn't even come by yet when I left. But then I got
Yeah.
stuck behind one that hadn't made it to my block yet.
If I don't bring my garbage cans in, people throw dog waste in it when it's empty.
Yes,
Or
mine
let their,
too.
or let their dogs pee on them.
Yep. Mine too.
So that's your punishment as well.
Yeah.
So we're
Yes, man.
incentivized to bring them.
Exactly, to bring them in.
Yeah. I was like,
I also
okay,
don't
bring
want
it
to
in.
lose. I don't want them to blow over once they're empty.
Yeah.
My lids have blown like down the street.
Yeah, mine's
as well,
attached.
and like across the street and under a car. It took like 2 days to find it.
All right, well, we should continue.
I live in a
So
Thanks,
I'm
guys.
vigilant
Sorry,
about
thank
bringing
you.
them in, but at the same time, I sympathize with you because you never know
Yeah.
when to bring it. How could you know when to bring it in?
Yeah.
Especially because they won't even let you, like, if they miscollect
Mhm.
them, they make you wait until 8 a.m. the next day, so meaning you've left it out, like,
Mm-hmm.
almost 2 days
Why don't
before
we
you can
save
even
this
report
for
it.
when they come, God
Yeah.
willing, not that they'll be.
I know, hopefully, yes. Sorry, so fine.
Okay, so the next thing on the agenda that you have is the budget.
Yes, we're gonna go about budget. We don't have responses yet from the agencies, so it feels premature unless there's something you want to put on the radar for the budget, which is fine.
Yeah, there are a few things that I'd like to put. I mean, so I don't know. We put stuff on the budget in the fall, right? And we're waiting for the mayor. The mayor didn't put
Right.
this. The mayor was supposed to be done on
I
the
think we're
15th.
getting that probably like next month or something, or this month.
But
or
you
next
have
meeting.
to comment on it later. But there are a bunch of things that we could put into the budget that we might not have put into the actual budget, and maybe they're more like topics that we probably like to talk about. So one of them is there's 800 people that have left empty spaces in the DEP. So there's 800 people that because they had a hiring freeze in order to meet the peg. Those jobs should be filled by people that live in the city, and those are good jobs for our people to have. And we should try to get the agency to not use a hiring freeze as a budget item. That's not a good way to budget. You should be able to create a true budget and not have to alter it by saying you're not hiring people. Especially when we have unemployment in our city and people are in need of jobs. Young people are getting out of college and they can't find jobs. People are looking for jobs, and there's all different levels at the DEP.
Now, is that something that we can request? Is that a capital or an expense request?
That would be an expense request. The other thing is that we want more people working in the unified stormwater rule because they don't have enough people there's a lot of backlog, and the developers are angry because they can't get anything done, and so they're asking for, instead of hiring more people, they're asking for exceptions to the rule, and we want the uniform stormwater rule to be observed very much.
Then
So
I
I'm just saying
think,
there's things like that that's not like it's not like our budget in particular, but it's a very general statement concerning the DEP. And I think there may be other things, I can't remember what they are, but like I think those two things are really important.
I agreed. Jody?
The hiring freeze is a mayoral directive, so it's not per agencies. Unfortunately, how they handled it with the Parks Department is they just removed some of those positions that were not filled. So when you look at the budget, you should look at head count and see if those head counts numbers change, even though the salary numbers may remain the same to account for raises. So forestry and parks has 75 of 300 positions filled. So that's a big issue. And Daniel, I did read somewhere that the mayor's preliminary budget, which is legitimately due on January 15th, but usually comes out on the 20th, is not coming out until that after the first week in February.
So the problem with that is that the community board meets in the middle. So you can have like 1 week to like look at something. I mean, it's like, and then the budget, they don't extend it because the city council has to go and do stuff, and so there are, there's hearings before the city council concerning it. It's just, these are things that we don't think about because we're looking at a line item like 1, 2, 3, but we don't think about the implications of things that happen in the bigger picture that influence what's going on at the little picture. Because the same thing, like what I said about the DEP, that's the same thing that's going on in Parks Department. So I don't know, I don't know what we could do about it, but I just think that those are really important things. And it was very clear if you listen to the YouTube that I gave you guys, that the DEP really needs the public support on the uniform stormwater rule. And so if they could get some more, I think there's like a number that they asked for, but I mean, I could look that up and get better information for you, but it should be fully funded. It just should be fully funded.
I just, to Karen and Jody's point, for the 60 years I've lived in New York City, there have been hiring freezes, or they say we'll just have attrition and we won't fill those positions. This is something that is just intrinsic. It's gone on forever. And I think that we should focus on the uniform stormwater because they would pay attention to that if we focus on that because they want to build. And that they need this. This is a bottleneck for them. So, and it's also fairly new.
Well, their solution to that was just make carve outs where you can avoid doing it in order to speed things up. Let's bypass it. Let's do an express review instead.
Maybe we could.
Which was the outgoing position, but now we're inheriting that position.
But the city passed this rule, right? The city approved it and passed it, right, Karen? So we should complain to the city that they need to respect the letter of this rule. And if that
well, we can't really do that because now we have a new mayor and he didn't do this. It was the old mayor that did this, and so we want to turn the page and say like
he supports the city. If yes, I mean yes, but
he does support the city. Yes, right.
So I mean, it has to do with development, which this is something. I don't know. We shouldn't just accept. We should write about no shortcuts and that this is it. We should complain. I don't think people really know. how this is being manipulated.
Right.
And that's one thing this committee knows about this and could
And we
reinforce.
should send it to all of our council people.
Yes. And the city council, they passed it. Yes, we have a new mayor and all that, but it's still.
Well, we should send it to the mayor too. We should send it to the mayor too.
Yes. This right. For us, it's education. You know, DEP would love it. DEP would help you with the letter. You know, yeah. I mean, all the electeds. Is it?
But you're right. It's not a bad angle as a budget request of like, given that the city has passed the universal stormwater rule and that there's a huge backlog in enforcement and there's all these vacant positions, like there should be more funding for positions in DEP.
Do you want
specifically for the stormwater rule? Like, but I'm saying it could be a budget request as a way of calling it out to the city because that goes to the.
But nobody gets educated that way.
Right. Well, right. It could also be.
It can be.
But we could ask DEP if like.
Just like we once asked for more people to clean the sewers and to
We do. We're asking for them to have more people doing the litter patrol. I feel like it can be. That makes perfect sense.
But in addition,
but it could
we
also
could do
be
a strong letter
or
a resolution might be helpful.
But if you do a resolution, you're not going to get it done in time. It's going to be 2 months.
Monday.com.
Well, if we all agree on the concept of it,
work management
we
platforms,
could approve it next month. This is not going anywhere.
Someone who joined and then.
I mean, this is already the rule. This is
right.
We're trying to keep it from being raped, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like,
so there was 2 points that I talked about. One is
fathers for good forces.
Well, one is the the uniform stormwater rule. The other one is that people they shouldn't have hiring freezes when we are in need of hiring new people. You can't keep hiring people from within. At some point, I think it's like 3 years this has been going on. There's 800 people.
Just one thing. In other words,
we could do just the one thing, yeah. But I think the two of them are important.
We're not going to stop them from freezes or attrition or that we're not going to.
It's an inadequate way to handle budgeting.
I agree, but I think that if we focus on the uniform storm rule, we would have I don't know, just to be more focused.
Okay.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying what this committee could do.
Jody?
Nobody knows.
When I'm sorry, when you submit your budget request, do you submit a narrative with it?
Yeah, there's like a little paragraph. You get like a couple sentences.
So maybe that's a easy place to put this in about how, like we fully support, filling positions for economic and sustainability, blah, blah, blah. Like that might be a good place to preface the budget request because it's not just.
But definitely, I think so.
Yeah.
Because we have it we want, sanitation to hire more people for the litter patrol because they have people that go around and, clean up the sidewalks and stuff.
Right. We should ask them when they come how many people they didn't fill, how many spots.
We ask for that every year and we'll keep asking for it unless like everything's clean and we don't have any more litter. And then we'll be like, that's the right number of people.
Yeah, and it's across multiple agencies, right? Enforcement is a problem.
Right.
So that preamble could be good.
I teach my preschoolers to go on a trash hunt. You can't come in from the playground until you pick up 3 pieces.
Beautiful.
Really? You can't come in from the playground until you pick up 3 pieces.
Let's start you at the end and then look now we're watching it.
Right. Well, you wash your hands anyway.
That's what I'm saying. That's the perfect timing.
Right.
Don't pick up trash first, then they're all.
Right. No. You wash your hands anyway from when you come inside.
So I'm just like, are we clear on what we want to do, or we're not clear?
I think we should ask DEP if they would like us to write a letter or resolution on that, but I think it should be something that ends up being one of our budget requests now.
Definitely a budget
for sure, which was what started the discussion was But we're not doing those the
It's
second
just,
anyway.
we're not sending
Yeah.
a budget request to the other council people. That's why I'm thinking the letter resolution, in other words, that we could,
What Karen is saying is it's gonna take us 2 months to do it because the
Right.
resolution that goes to the committee and then has to
well,
go
a
to the
letter
board.
doesn't have to,
No, the letter is fast way.
and send it to the,
Well, or that's just.
environment.
Well, but
committee
this
of
is, it's
the
just, I
council.
mean, if the hiring freeze is from the mayor's office, we should just be we should just be talking to the mayor's office. Sort of, and voicing support for not.
So, but if the city council would be making a budget and take into consideration that there's not enough money, like how do they get, like in 3 months, they find that they don't have enough money?
But then they said they did have money, I thought.
But
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
know
the
if
point,
the council people.
yeah,
In
They're
the
12
committee that
billion
we're.
short. The budget is going over 4 years. It's 12 billion short.
Oh, is that what it was over the course of 4 years? It was
Yeah.
12 billion, right? I couldn't. Oh, that's better than 1 year. Huh, that's way better than what I
Wait,
thought.
well, so
Wait
But
till
it's
next
still-
year,
it's-
they'll be
it's
40
still-
billion short.
That's better than what I thought.
can we tax the rich?
Of
I thought that was what our mayor was gonna do.
That's what
Yeah, yeah,
socialism
Right?
is.
Yeah, let's do it, just a little bit, just a little bit.
Tax
Cover
the
that
rich.
in like a year.
Who pay a third of all the
Yeah.
taxes, yeah.
So no, we do not have anyone from sanitation still. I know someone joined from the phone, but they maybe disappeared again, so that I guess was not anybody, or it was, maybe just Julie again. So we do not have anyone, no one from sanitation still.
Call?
Already sent the link today. I don't know if let's say. Let me see.
It's fine. The National Guard's gonna remove this one. You heard?
Really?
I told you just.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Just
So
that
what's that?
they put them on
Oh,
whatchamacallit,
still.
disaster, whatever, preparedness.
oh, because of the snow. They
Mhm.
could have been called back because of the snow.
Wouldn't he have notified someone?
Who?
Sanitation if they couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, you would
Well,
hope
that
so.
person, that job who was gonna notify us, that job wasn't filled.
Right, no, already this morning,
I
9/11.
saw that, asking for a confirmation.
Please find the attached thing. Here's a reminder. Meeting tonight, 7. Gave the link. Person didn't reply. This is all to Tommy. Let's see. So that was the contact. I thought possibly Tommy. We would meet new Tommy. I mean, there is a phone number here. But it's like, I don't know, should I be calling Tommy? That's probably like a work number.
Did Tommy confirm?
Tommy confirmed. It would be my pleasure to attend the meeting and answer any questions and concerns from the community
You give
on
Tommy a
Friday.
phone.
Was what
On
he said.
Friday he
Yeah.
confirmed?
Yeah.
Or you thought the
And then,
meeting was
no,
after?
that was on Friday. And then since then, already reminded him.
Okay, so why don't you give Tommy a call?
Okay.
Unless he's the deaf, dumb, and blind kid.
Well, it's Thomas, so
Thomas.
yes.
Otherwise I'm going to bed.
Right, exactly.
Which also.
Can't even go across the street and go grocery shopping after these meetings anymore.
Right.
So sad. And apparently, according to our councilman, that is not going to take a long time.
A year.
And
I know.
yeah,
I know. I've been following it closely because you know what the issue is?
the roof is falling down, I hear, or something.
But also they in commercial leases that have you been in there?
No,
It's a shithole. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
This is being
I
recorded.
mean up there.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah, that's why I have to keep quiet.
shithole in there. And
Like when it was a store, or you mean
no,
now?
when it was a store, I would like never go in there. And apparently for commercial leases,
You're responsible for everything. The tenant is responsible
the
for
tenant
everything.
is
The
responsible
heating
for the
system,
inside
the building,
of it. So
anything
you're
that
looking-
happens.
What did Jeff give the number of like
It's an investment
Like
to move in.
I spoke to Broad Management.
$1 million repair? I mean, they spoke to the management company. It was very easy to get a meeting with.
Well, the great idea, and this is what people have been throwing around, of course, is like, why doesn't someone build like apartments with a grocery store in the first floor there They have that huge
Because it's
parking lot.
probably not zoned for, I mean,
No, it is.
for
It's
apartments.
on R6.
Mixed use. You could do it's
Oh, it is zoned R6?
It's
Skyview's behind it.
right there over it.
Oh, so I don't.
Yeah. So then wouldn't that be
I mean, look at the map, what's
perfect?
zoned?
Wouldn't that be a perfect great place?
it's not, I think we should.
And you can get a zoning change if you're like, I want to build,
Yeah.
something taller and have this percent extra
Mhm.
affordable housing, and
Yeah.
we'd approve it, and the council members would approve it.
That's really got a 5-year timeline to get.
Oh, sure, but delayed gratification, that would be even
Yeah,
better than simply
Sure.
a new retro key foods, or whatever.
For sure.
Daniel,
Okay,
the
let's,
Botanical
let's-
Garden did that on
That's a
Webster.
housing. That is a housing.
That's for
Yeah.
housing, Kimberly. Not in us.
Exactly. They have all those nice
The economic
chargers.
development.
Where it's both. It would be for
Yeah.
both. But that would be a better
For
use for the
sure.
landlord or for, the next tenant, something like that,
Yeah.
rather than just a grocery store,
Mhm.
which like everyone needs grocery stores. But I
Yeah.
hope there's another one. But I would even more hope there's one with housing,
Yeah.
because like exactly what's behind it, what's right looming over it. A huge apartment building.
Yeah.
So build another one right there.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
near transportation,
yeah.
it's near.
He put, Ron told me they preferred a supermarket. They're hunting for a supermarket. I sent them a list of supermarkets. I
Well, but like
reached out
looking, does
to
anyone
many
know
supermarkets and.
in Park Slope where there was a
But,
Associated or whatever, and
working
that
on it.
closed, and now it's like these two brand new, like, affordable housing units and more commercial space and a new grocery store.
Dan, were you able to reach anybody there or found?
No, I'm gonna try. I mean, I can just call this number.
I mean, he couldn't possibly have joined us and we didn't know.
No, I have nobody. I mean, I've let everybody in.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean that was a work number anyway. But Cisco Unity voicemail system.
Oh,
So no, they missed our meeting. So sad, because we had lots of questions for you, Department of Sanitation.
I wanted to know the weather for.
I can't imagine that they.
I know, no, it's gonna snow all Saturday and all Sunday and into Monday. Is the moment until whenever. So probably,
maybe we should
So-
send them a copy of our questions and move
Yeah,
on to
I'll
the
put
next
together
part.
questions. Send your questions to us. Send them to the board. Like, I'll compile them so we can
Yeah.
send them one email.
I could use this
Right.
Sunday. Or Monday.
Because I had questions too about equally like things like in the case of it's going to snow all day Sunday, all the way through into Monday at a mystery time. So it's like, what is someone supposed to do as far as like you go to work? Say they really trudge to work on Monday morning, and then it stops snowing at 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
According to the thing, you have like 4 hours to shovel. So that would be like 2 p.m. And you're like, but you're not home yet.
Mm.
And you might have
No.
12 inches of snow.
Is it possible for the board to request?
So I want them to like reiterate that
Information.
it's like, how true is that? And at what point would they
That
really be ticketing
neighborhood
people? Are
might
they
be-
really like at 4 hours
Wait,
ticketing
Daniel,
people? Whereas if it stops snowing at 9 p.m., you have until 11 a.m. the next day.
You do?
yeah, that's already
You
in
have
there.
14 hours if it ends
The end.
after like 7 p.m. or something. You have like 14 hours.
Yes.
But if it ends like in the middle of the day, you have 4 hours.
4 hours. Right.
I think I'm gonna
But-
stay.
And I wanted that. So that was my one question. Was also with like clarification
But
on that.
I
I'm
would
gonna
like,
stay in my
if
car.
it's possible,
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood by neighborhood and community board, seems to be a lot of tickets for
It's
sanitation.
going.
Snow
3
aside.
o'clock in the
But
afternoon.
they all seem to be there at Kingsbridge Heights.
Well, that's what I'd like
Is
to
our
understand.
question. Yeah.
What are the issues and are they getting more tickets? Where
And are those
the
from
311s coming
311s? Yeah,
from?
exactly.
Where are they coming from? Because those homeowners are being harassed to sell their private homes to developers.
Yep.
And it could, I mean, this is something that I've spoken to many homeowners in that area. And there's been a lot of conversions and there's a lot of pressure. I just don't know if this is some kind of harassment or I'm concerned.
Well, the first thing would be to see, if you look at the aggregate, of the summonses, if they're all being written by one guy, then it's obvious.
Yeah.
Well, or they're all getting, or they're all supported by one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I think.
Who's putting in the
Is it a-
right?
Well,
an
he's right.
individual
I want to
or
say
is it-
something
Did
about
I
what he's
express?
saying.
See, did I express
Hello,
that
guys. Wait a minute.
properly?
Somebody wants to talk. Okay.
I want to
Somebody who has
piggy.
a. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
I want to piggyback off of what he's saying about if it's written by one guy. Actually, it is. Like what we noticed the pattern because I was part of the block association, the Kingsbridge Heights Neighborhood Improvement Association. So that woman that you saw come to the meeting with me at the 50, that's Elizabeth. So she's
Right.
like the current president. We actually lost that office because they're non for profit, couldn't get grants, funding to pay for the rent. Whatever the case may be, we started tracking the ECB supervisors on the street, and we noticed that they were coming around with a clipboard, and they had specific homes on that clipboard with names. And like once we were walking on where Carmelita has her house, and we saw the guy driving, and he drove past one of my neighbor's homes, who she's a owner who lives in Maryland. Her tenants are there, and he drove past, and he backed up the car and looked at the clipboard, then got out and ran up and put a ticket in. We yelled at him. He like we saw him and he ran back in the car in the vehicle. And so we noticed.
Well, he wrote it in his car, sitting
Yeah,
there. I guess.
we noticed he was targeting like the women owners on the street, and then also another gentleman who was kind enough. He was like going to give a ticket, and I made my son run out and clean it up. And when I expressed to him, like I made a complaint to the Bronx House 7 or whatever they are, with this guy who gave me 2 tickets with the same narrative in 2 different years. And he told on them and he said they forced that guy to retire. And they were like, do you know he used to write those tickets to you all in the office? Because they would send them, there was they used to write them and they would have the carbon copy, and then they stopped that. They would write them and then just send the photocopy, and they were like, yeah, he was doing it inside the office. And they realized that, so they forced him to retire. And I said, I
That was
know
a
it.
year ago.
But
Yeah.
now somebody else is doing it, right? Is that the
Yeah, they're
story?
still doing that. They're still doing that. But his friend decided to snitch on him. I don't want to say the guy's name, but he was just like, I get it. He was like, and like, for instance, I witnessed them give a lady who had a mattress covered on the side of her house. And because it was on the side of her house, not even on the sidewalk, he gave her a ticket. So you can't, unless you have, they'll say, try to record them or put cameras out. But when they see the cameras, they're a little hesitant to try to do the tickets. But it's a thing because they said the ECB will put liens on your house and then you'll be forced to sell with the lien sale. It's sad. I've had tickets I paid $1,500 and they put the tickets back after I paid for them. They put them right back on the website, right back. So
And you have taken all your documentation to your council person.
Listen, I've gone as far. I know the mayors, the last 2 mayors personally. I've talked to the commissioner. She would just say send it, but it's a planned thing with all of them. It's a planned thing in the agency to just get us to sell. And as long as what I notice is when you guys were having community board meetings, when a lot of the homeowners, especially in Kingsbridge Heights, weren't participating in those meetings, and the developers were. That's how they got us. And now they just come door to door and start offering. They call us all day, all night. They come knock on the door. They'll say, I'm doing the building there. And a lot of people fell for it. We've had like maybe 30 sales in this area. It's crazy. It's sad. So that's what's happening. We've been watching them for a long time.
We'll pass your concerns on and ask them and bring this up, as well as the snow questions, unrelated snow questions. But if not, right, we don't have an update. I haven't figured out that Urbano's bill. I'm gonna leave it on there because I want to write a resolution supporting it once it's actually something to support. But I'm not sure it is yet.
Okay, so I have 3 questions that you are going to ask the Department of Sanitation. One is the number of tickets that are given out in Kingsbridge Heights and who's been writing them and how often, et cetera, et cetera. And 2 is And what is their process for assigning people to write tickets? And two is, what is the hour to clean if it's been raining, snowing all night long and just ends up in the morning? And why is that fair? Because we don't know when you're going to come by, so whatever. And three is, who does the overpasses, which is actually your first question.
Yeah. Yes. Those are the questions.
Okay.
And Z got a ticket because she didn't bring her cans in.
So I wanted to ask about that too.
Yeah,
Bringing cans
that's-
in. That's separate from the snow removal. But
Yeah.
They give you a
cans.
ticket. They gave me a ticket at 11:30 in the morning for not bringing in. They gave me a ticket for a 30. I think it was like 30-inch empty receptacle. So when I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute, I got a ticket for an empty garbage can, and they gave it at 11:30. But mind you, I go to work at 7, and I come back at 4. I work at the school, so if I can't, who's gonna?
No, that makes no sense if it's the same day that
The
the track
tickets
says.
for that being given elsewhere in community boarding?
I've never.
I have not heard. In other
Yeah, I
words,
got that.
Jody, you have hold on. You have something to say?
Yeah, no, I wanted to add more questions, especially about what Zain is talking about the bins. There was a recent article, I forget where, that Staten Island people were complaining that you have to order the city bin, but they were not available and the website was down, and that
Correct.
the vendor wasn't delivering the bins. And Sanitation even admitted that they had problems with the vendor delivering. So will they be ticketing people for not having NYC bins when it's difficult to get them?
No, NYC bins are not required currently until June of this year.
But the
You're
vendor
only required to put them in any bin right now.
right, but
with a
but
lid.
you would have to order, according to what I read, you would have to order them now to get them by June. So
Right.
are they
the moment, the
resolving the vendor issue? That's my question. Are they resolving the vendor issue?
That is a good question. That was on my list of things to ask them if they came today, because I've been wanting to buy one of the smaller bins and I haven't been able to because the site is now non-existent. I feel like if the vendor doesn't come back, they're going to have to be. They claim to get them at Home Depots, but I don't know if that's true, and I bet not the Yonkers one. Probably you'd have to go down to the one, at whatever.
Can I ask a question? Because you said the bins are not required, but a sanitation guy told me that the bins are required for the black garbage. It's not required for the blue and the green. And I actually I bought all 3 bins.
It will be required in June. Right now, it needs to be any bin with a lid. It just needs to be in a bin. It used to be you could just put a bag on the sidewalk. The change is it has to be in a bin. Starting in June, the way it's currently standing, it will need to be these particular New York City bins.
Okay. And then when you do have the bin, like I got a ticket I bought all 3 bins. I heard we get a refund only back for, I think, the black bin, which I never got my check. And then they said, I got a ticket. I had the garbage in the bin, but it was a lot of garbage. And they gave me tickets for the ones that couldn't fit in the bin.
Right. So that is the letter of the law. If you have more trash than fits in your bin, they recommend you buy another bin and have more than one bin. They don't want the trash overflowing and then still being on the curb, because all of this is to combat rats. Though, if you're doing compost, then the bins aren't attracting rats anyway. So it's other kind of
Cornelius' hand is up.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, hi everyone. Just wanted to back up what Jody said. Actually, it's not only in Staten Island, Jody, but it's a piece of News 12 running. I saw it this morning. It's citywide and Bronx specific, and there is a shortage of those bins. But sanitation answers something like, "Oh, it's temporary. Don't worry, we will fix it." But a suggestion I wanted to make, though, how to say? I just checked the sanitation website. I mean, it's super clear there, honestly. the schedule. So maybe it would be helpful if CBH would just make like a one pager that would just keep posting so that people don't get all these fines all the time. And to the lady in Kingsbridge High, just to share, so I work in East Bronx, but in an area also with a lot of private homes. There is a very significant and noticeable focus on enforcement. People are they're getting this. I'm telling you, if it's 4 hours in 5 minutes, that property owner is getting a fine. Not to, how to say, I know it's not helpful, but they are definitely aggressively enforcing this regulation. And also, just to mention, how to say, don't take it as a like a 100% thing, but I do know from another developer that it's very likely that a lease has been signed, and it's a good news for the supermarket area. So just wanted to share all this. But again, I think a lot of property owners do not know the rules as far as the sanitation, and just through the website and the social media of CBA, this will be super helpful, because again, they are very aggressive. They know about the budget deficit, and sanitation is very, very aggressive about collecting the money.
Yeah, no, I definitely I'll put everything in there once we get clarification from them too. Jody again.
So now you've got me started with the bins. So I was funded, just for disclosure, I was a botanical garden employee managing the compost project, funded by sanitation. So they've made everybody buy any kind of bin, but now you're going to have to buy another bin. How is that sustainable? Because all those current bins are now going to go into the landfill because you can't use them anymore. It's a bad policy.
It is. I mean, technically they're recyclable, but you'd have to somehow like get out and tell them, like, please put this in with the recycling. They normally won't put your bin in there automatically. And right, I agree with you. But at the moment, since maybe if this vendor fell through, maybe they're going to change this. The point of the making everyone get these bins was because the hope is that they're going to get side loading trucks that can pick these bins up. So then they all need to be the same bin that the truck can like hook into that bar and tip the trash into the truck.
Right, but
So
these aren't special bins that only the city has access to, because their web. I just went to their web page. I texted it to Camelia. It literally says go to Home Depot to get a bin. We know we have problems with the vendor.
Their vendor is selling it through Home Depot. That was one of the original arrangements they made. They picked their specific bin. They say like NYC Department of Sanitation on them, and they're serial numbered like to your address and your order. And when you ordered it before, they then eventually they sent out refunds to everyone who had bought the normal black full-size trash bin. Because I got my refund automatically without doing anything. I ordered it through bins, and then I sold my bin because I wanted a smaller bin. So I don't have one anymore, and I can't order them because the site is now gone or currently down. And I missed my window when I could have ordered the smaller bins, thinking, oh, I have time because it's not till June, and I want to get as much use out of my bin that I bought, years ago already for the moment. So this is on the list of questions for sanitation that we were going to talk about today, and I'll mention it again, and also just mention that, like, if this isn't figured out, are you planning to delay the June deadline of enforcement of these bins entirely for the moment until there is a real plan?
To go with the way they're doing it, that would raise a lot more money, because then they could ticket everybody.
Well, right, but if it's impossible to get the bins, it's totally unreasonable to ticket people about it.
Oh, well, yeah, it's the same.
Well, they could just do what they're doing with composting. It's like their enforcement is you don't get fined until you've had in apartment buildings, multi-unit, above 30-unit buildings. You get 4 like warnings before you get fined. So they could just do that. They could just give, warnings, and after the 4th one.
And that's what this period is right now. So while they're requiring normal bins, this is the education period where we're teaching you like you're going to need the real bins in June or whatever. And that was for a while, but before they required you to containerize your trash, it was the same way where like they weren't writing tickets for the first however many months after it went into effect. It was just they would like educate the business owner or the like when they were making them containerize. So I agree. That would be much nicer certainly than if they're like targeting you or they're just like trying to meet some quota by like writing all of the tickets, on one block before they head out into the car. So we'll ask. We'll see what they say. I mean, they got held up today, obviously, so maybe we can even talk to them in person next time. But we can certainly get a response back in something that we can put into the minutes that I will keep this sheet and write sooner than the last ones. That was a Thanksgiving and holiday issue.
Are we up to new business yet?
We're in new business, yeah.
Okay, so I have this very brief report on the DSNY proposed amendments relating to notice and hearing requirements for abandoned vehicles. As we know, DSNY tows abandoned vehicles that do not have license plates. They define an abandoned vehicle as a vehicle that doesn't have a license plate and it's been on the city street for more than 6 hours. What this does is, it's an amendment of the rules whereby DSNY has to do good due diligence outreach to try to notify owners before they collect it and
After. They can collect it immediately. I read through the whole thing. It's mostly saying that sanitation will do their best to notify the owners of the vehicle about where they can get to it after it's been towed. They can remove it immediately. This doesn't stop them from still removing it immediately. It just makes them tell them, which is kind of like great. They kind of should tell them.
Yeah,
So
they can't take it apart, they can't demolish it.
like that's nicer.
And then once they notify people have to act within 10 days, and it's a process, and it also deals with waiving fines. And the hearing was January, we got this in the middle of December. The hearing was January 15th, so that's over. The comment period was also limited to January 15th. And so that's it. That's what this is, and I guess we'll hear what happened.
Did people sound in favor of this?
I didn't listen to the
Oh, okay.
hearing. I wasn't on the hearing, and in this there is a link if you want to hear the
Okay, yeah, I'll put that in.
Yes.
Because you sent that to me already.
Okay. You can review the comments made online on the proposed rules by going to the website. They give that. So that's it. It's just a brief report that this came up. And the other thing I just wanted to say was, and I think I CC'd you on it, years ago, the city council gave the council people extra money for sanitation, special projects, cleanups, like a regular crew. One was like the Doe Society, Wildcats, they had different groups. And not every
With discretionary funding.
and not every council person availed themselves of the city council program, but Eric did, and some of the others as well. So I emailed and I put you down as a CC to find out, do they still have that program today? And if so, we had the leaders of that program come to ENS where they asked us for sites. And so it was very good. I don't know if it exists, so I just wanted to throw that out there. I wrote it to Eric's chief of staff. I CC'd you.
Okay, yeah, so I think so, yeah.
Yeah, something.
So let's see what they say, and
We'll
equally
see.
that's great, and that's also sort of could be a budget. So it kind of is already.
Well, I'll find out more about this
Yeah,
program.
let's see
if
if
you
it
want.
exists.
And let's see. That's us. I mean, we found it very useful. For one time, the step streets, like we made recommendations and they did it. We worked with the council people. So we'll find out, but that was years ago. Okay. I'll
Right.
look.
Well, and some of that And that's in traffic and transit talks about the step streets and the conditions.
No, but it's.
But it gets,
in
but it's, yeah, and but sometimes it's sanitation.
In the
to
middle,
clean them.
in the middle is ENS, on the sides is DOT. The steps themselves are sanitation.
Right.
So, I mean, and so they would coordinate with DOT, but we would get them going, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they're very strict union rules. They will not go past, you know, what their
Right.
jurisdiction is. So, I mean, but we use them on different things. Green streets, I remember that it was very useful. And it occurred to me only last night because we were talking about sanitation on Broadway. And that was, you know, something that I would have brought up tonight if they had
Right.
come.
So barring that, without sanitation here, and we've talked a lot.
Well, do you want
Anything else?
a
Any other new
motion to
business?
adjourn? I'll make it.
Do I have a motion?
Yeah, it's a motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
Okay.
All right.
Stop recording. Thank you.